It's rejected, actually. It's a nonsense idea. In general, we reject sex life for personal sense gratification. And that's what being gay is all about. There's no higher purpose to it. So, no, we don't recognize gay marriage. We don't accept it either. The only option for a gay person is to be celibate. But in our experience, we find they have a lot of problems with maintaining celibacy. So I don't know what to tell you. Maybe go join ISKCON. They're really into gay marriage these days.
How does one maintain celibacy?
Oh, we just talked about all of that. Weren't you paying attention? You have to have a higher desire. You have to have a higher consciousness. If you have a desire for Krishna, then maintaining celibacy is easy, because you wouldn't have any desire for material sex life. Material sex life is icky. I mean, you know, there's diseases and
it's wasteful.
Oh, it's nasty. It's just a waste of energy, waste of time. If you have any intelligence, you can see like that. Most people in these days, they don't have any intelligence. They're called maya pakrita jnana. It means their intelligence is stolen by illusion. Any knowledge they have, it actually is useless, because it only gets them in deeper and deeper attachment to the material world. So, if you follow this process, then you automatically lose the desire for material things. Material things are temporary, and they're always imperfect. Why would you want something temporary and imperfect if you can have something that's eternal and perfect? I mean, you know, this is not even any comparison between the two. Why would you want, if you can have a diamond, why would you want some coal? Try to understand. Any more questions?
It's a comment from Rachana Dev.
What's that?
Your mic.
You were mentioning earlier on that the only cause for advancement in spiritual life is a strong desire to attain the spontaneous platform, to love Krishna spontaneously. Mm-hmm. And I remember a couple of months ago over lunch we were talking, and Kanai was saying, you know, Krishna says, surrender everything into me and I will, you know, then basically become self-realized. And he was saying, well, you know, I as far as I can tell, I've surrendered everything. You know, what's missing?
Who was saying?
Kanai was saying, you know, over lunch a couple of months ago, like, you know. So all of us, you know, all of us here and so many students on the forum, everyone thinks that, yeah, we do have a very strong desire for Krishna, but we're not self-realized yet. And what is missing? Like, is that desire not strong enough, or is it not pure desire? And how do we purify that desire?
That's another one of those questions. How do you purify your desire? Well, how do you wash your face? I mean, how do you purify your desire? I mean, if you know,
Simply chant Hare Krishna.
If you know that you can desire stool or you can desire lemon chiffon meringue pie, which one are you going to desire?
Lemon chiffon meringue pie.
Well, of course. So if you know that you can desire endless birth and death and suffering in the material world, or you can desire Krishna, which one are you going to desire?
Krishna.
It's pretty obvious, huh? How do you change your desire? Well, just by wanting to, duh.
But all of us right now feel that we do desire Krishna.
Okay.
but something is missing, something is wrong in the way we're desiring, I guess, because we're not self-realized. We haven't,
You're not self-realized?
No.
Oh, you have to do something about that. No, try to understand. Prabhupada used the example of the fan. The fan is going, and then you unplug it or you turn it off. What happens? It gradually slows down and finally stops. But it takes some time. So the tendency toward material desire and material life has been so conditioned. There are so many millions and millions of impressions in our mind of material quality, material consciousness, that it takes many, many millions and millions of acts of devotional service to counteract them. See? To purify the mind. You see? We desired all those things. Try to understand. And especially if we're chanting with some material desire. See? We will get the fruits of those desires because the mantra, the name of God, is the most powerful manifestive process. See, why is it that people who chant 1,000 names of Vishnu get everything they desire? See, it's well known in India. If you have some material problem, chant Viṣṇusahasranāma, the problem is finished. It doesn't happen right away. It takes some time, but slowly, slowly, things will change. Things will come around to the way you would like them to be. But now if you have some nonsense desire and you chant the holy name, you will get that desire. See? So the problem is when we start chanting, our mind is not pure. It still has all these residual desires from our previous material consciousness. So even though we may think, yes, yes, I really want Krishna, I really want Krishna, there's still a part of our mind that says, I want sense pleasure, I want sex desire, I want this, I want that. See? And we can't help it. It comes up while we're chanting. The mind is running all over the place, thinking this and that. Or it's there in a latent form. It's there in a seed form within the heart. So as soon as it gets a chance, pow, it comes out. So, of course, you're going to get the result of that desire too. So you may be desiring Krishna, 60%, and 40% you're still desiring material things. So you'll get that. See? The thing is to fall in love with Krishna, and then you only desire Krishna, you don't desire anything else. But this takes very extreme purity, and that purity takes time. But like I said, one lifetime, I mean, what is that? In the scheme of eternity, you consider that just from a material point of view. How many millions and billions of years this universe existed before the beginning of this body? And then this body lives for 100 years at the most. And then after this body is finished, how many millions and billions of years are going to go by where this body doesn't exist? So even from the point of view of this earth, the lifetime of the earth or the lifetime of the solar system, the period of this life is just tiny, tiny. What to speak of eternity? Real eternity means without any beginning, without any end. This life is just like a moment. It's just like a flash. Try to understand. So if someone can attain self-realization in one lifetime, this is considered a very short time. Immediately. It's immediately. But Prabhupada still, he used this word immediately. And this is my experience too, that when When you chant the holy name purely, Krishna responds like very quickly. Within a few days, within a few hours. Huh? So, you know, what is the choice? Huh? We can spend a whole lifetime cultivating spiritual consciousness and making serious advancement. Even if we don't attain the ultimate, complete self-realization, we can make a lot of advancement in this lifetime simply by following regulative principles, chanting the holy name, and doing the process that's given in the scriptures. So what's the alternative? You stay in the material world and sign up for another lifetime of birth, death, old age, and disease? That's not much of a choice. So really, what's the choice, you know? If you look at it like that. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it takes a long time. Yeah, it requires a lot of effort. But anything